Welcome back to One Last Turn. Welcome back to Alchemy Factory One Plot Challenge. Today we are going to build a setup for the next end of tier item, which is the Transformation Potion. We're gonna learn Transformation Potion and we're gonna build it and we're gonna progress to level 6 and then we will see how much time we have left after that, and we might move into steel gears so we can more or less finish off level 5 here, and then we will see how much we can get into level 6. As always, we'll start by looking at our quests. We have the Transformation Potion one, of course. We have one for Vitality Potions and Linen. I think we should be able to do that one. Let's just grab some Vitality Potions. There we go. And some Linen. There we go. Good little start. Get a little bit of money. We are almost at the point where we have enough. We might actually have enough. We have the 500, it seems. So that's also get our money belt going. Amazing. That should make everything move much smoother. Wonderful. Let's get started with the transformation potion, and we will keep looking at our stuff throughout the day to make sure everything is running smoothly. I can see at least some of these, or all of these, they don't have any purchasing portals, so eventually we're gonna have to set up purchasing portals for them so that we can get them running. But for now, actually we are out of glass. Let's just get a few stone just because we didn't set it up so well for purchasing portals here. There isn't really enough room, so we're gonna have to sort of redo this a little bit. We'll figure that out. Anyways, let's get to the transformation potions. And we'll keep an eye on stuff. We will keep an eye on stuff. We got our Jupiter up here. I wonder if we can have transformation potions here as well. Let's start by unlocking it. At least we need yeast powder, gloom spores, and then that once we do need a bit of our money actually. Let's look at yeast powder. What do we need? We need I think that's soap powder, and we need cranberry juice or whatever whatever that one is. So we'll start with that, of course. Then we have gloom spores, which need the gloom fungus as well as the yeast powder. So we're gonna need some more gloom spores there. And then this is coke powder plus the gloom spores. So we're gonna need a coke powder build as well. And I think we should be able to fit all of that in our floor with the Jupiters. So that is good. Let's just get these out of the way. See that linen aren't being produced. What are we missing for? Oh, that's the fertilizer. Fertilizer isn't running. I mean, the money should be going in here. And there is a lot of money over here. Maybe we should... Because we're not gonna have anything here. So let's kill that. Take the money back. Let's research our transformation potions. And we will... Whoops. Put the money in here. Okay, so it's backed up here. Maybe we didn't set it up properly. It goes out in that direction, but it doesn't seem to be going out in the other direction. Let's just check that one, remove it temporarily. There we go. Yeah, it wasn't sending it in this direction down to our stuff there. We don't need this anymore. Cool. And then we need to place this back, which was our coke. Okay, so money is flowing in this direction now, and this should start, but this seems to be stuck because we aren't getting any planks in this direction. So I don't quite know what or how we can make sure that this is evenly split. But hopefully when the money makes it over here and everything starts processing, it will get put in the right places, and the money is starting to come here, and then slowly everything should start back up, assuming that it works now, because last time we had some issues. Yeah, here we go. So this is getting produced. And planks are getting up here. Good. So this entire floor should be... we need some purchasing portals here. For stone. Right? Yep. And then that should be good. Obviously it's not full capacity, but that is what should be necessary for making this. This is running in a purchasing portal. This isn't, but that's our steel, and we aren't using much steel at this point, so that's okay. This is just missing fertilizer, which should be coming around. This is starting to move. That's good. I think that is okay for now. This is running perfect. Okay, so let's get into our transformation potions. Let's see here. Goods. We need an assembler to get to finish it off, and as always, we're gonna build it from the end product and backwards. We need 40 coke powder and 20 gloom spores. So let's just take our coke powder, because we already had a build for that. See how much do we actually produce. We do 20 coke, which turns into 20 coke or 40, sorry, 20 coke powder. So this entire setup here is exactly what we need with the .40 coke powder. So let's confirm that. And we can put that up here somewhere. Let's see, let's put it there. And obviously we don't have a purchasing portal, but we can always add that in later. And we also need to orient this and everything. So this is good enough for now. That's our coke powder, comes from over there. Then we need 20 gloom spores. How do we get gloom spores? We get that in an assembler. So we want an assembler for gloom spores. We want, how much do we want? We want 20 for 20 transformation potions. Now the question is, so far we've basically just been doing, we're doing 30 vitality potions and we're doing 20 healing potions. I mean, it looks like we have more than enough potions at that rate. So I think we're just gonna continue with that. There's no point in trying to scale it up to the largest, but we should obviously make our build so that we are able to do it if we want to in the future. But that means that we need 20 yeast powder for 20 gloom spores, and we need 40 gloom fungus. How do we make the yeast powder? In a blender. Okay, let's get a blender. And we'll get our yeast powder. We need 20, so that's 40 soap and 800 fruit wine. The fruit wine fruit wine we got here, we get 1200 from one setup, so we'll just do one setup here. We'll just do one setup here, and then we will, what you call it, the last two will overproduce, and that's gonna be fine. We need the seeds for that, but we need the soap powder, and we are producing soap here. We're doing 40. That's how much we needed, wasn't it? Yes, we need 40. Cool. End of the day. Let's see how that looks now with automation more set up. We sold a single Jupiter. We got 15 silver. So without the 15 silver, we're actually in a negative, but hopefully the cost will go down a little bit because there's some startup cost, and the production will go up a little bit, and it will more or less even out. But we are in a profit when we consider the quests, and of course we're gonna do quests as much as we can as well, so I think we're in a decent spot. The question is whether or not the amount of buffered money that we have is gonna be an issue, like whether or not this can keep up. But right now at least we have money on the belt that isn't being used, so for now we're good at least. Okay, so where were we? Soap, we need 40, and this one seems to produce 40, so let's get this soap setup. And this is really what I think is very nice about this whole way of building. Oh, we're missing some nails and some iron. This whole way of building and the game in general is we can make these setups and we can reuse them and copy them and stuff like that throughout our base, so we don't have to build the setups every single time when we're moving on to more complex stuff. So that is, in my opinion, very nice. What are we missing? Invalid position. Why is it an invalid position? Some buildings have errors. Okay, that was very weird. Not sure why I did that. It seems like it's fine. Yeah, cannot explain that, so interesting. Either way, let's get our blender in place. Put it here. Let's get some pipes. No. I want it to be flush. There we go. Okay, so that should produce our yeast powder at the required rate. And then we just need 40 gloom fungus. And of course we need to hook everything up with belts and stuff needs to work up here with our infrastructure. But first off, let's get our gloom fungus. Let's just see how much it produces. A single setup here. 12. So we need 4 and it's going to overproduce. But that is just gonna be how it is. Are we out of money on the belt? We are not. This last one just doesn't seem to be getting any. There is a belt going. Nope, let's not do that. Let's take this out. There is a belt going. And there's the belt going there. Let's take this one out. Oh, there it is. One missing belt. That should move money down to this one here. No? Is there another missing belt? See here. This should do it. Yep, there we go. and we can just pop these back into place. There we go. Okay, so that is all up and running. They do 12 each. They do 12 each, so we need 4, even though that's going to be too much, if you say. Let's just take 4 here then. And we will... Yep, that should do it. We're missing some steel for that. Whoops. Maybe we need to do some kind of banister or something so that doesn't keep happening. God damn it. Okay, let's see. Do we have any steel? We do have some steel. Might want to get that up and running just a little bit. We don't have the portals. That's okay. We want to have 2 space like this. Yes. Or maybe we didn't need that because we already have that. Oh, damn. Okay, let's move it back. There we go. Okay. Now, we do need to figure out what we're gonna do with the wood from this. We can't send it over here. We just want the fungus. I'm just trying to... So the fungus is gonna come out here. Whoops. It's gonna go there. So for this, gloom fungus. Okay. And so that is... We can probably squeeze this and make it a little bit more efficient, but that should be... I mean, obviously we need the infrastructure and stuff like that, but that should be fine. Don't need this, we don't need this. Which means we don't actually need that. We can just move that there. Okay, a little bit shorter. We need to somehow get rid of our wood. Don't need to store this soap. What do we do with the wood? We are going to produce something like 80, 160, 192 of wood. That's so much wood. That's like 3 and something saws. What do we use it for? just use it to make charcoal for bricks. We use it for these sorts of things. We could, I mean, it is gonna be like 1.5 and then a little bit more, 1.5 belts of wood. We could potentially scale up Jupiter production, but then we probably would have wanted to do that last time. We are using an extra amount of wood over here, so we could negate that at least, instead of, because it will be running anyways, so that'll save us a little bit. Then how do we get the wood over here? We would have to have the production be over here, and then we could move it to this side. That would make sense. Would, huh? And then the rest we can just void for now, I think is going to be the easiest. So let's move this part. Cut. We will move that to be here maybe, or do we want to, no, let's do this. And then we will just invert these. Oops. Okay, and this will have wood in it. Cool. And then we will get no, did not want to do that. Whoops. Wait a minute. This is wrong. How is our... Oh, I forgot to look at the quests. Expenses are lower today as expected because we're backfilling on coal coke, so that's very nice. We are not in profit though, but only a little bit in a loss. Let's take a look at our quests before we forget it again. Random and a bulk. Need yeast powder for that one. We need 2 Jupiters for this one, and transformation potions. So let's see if we can't like pick up the pace and get some of this running. But this was wrong. We have the bottom row go here. And then we have the mushrooms go there. Okay. So that should be correct. Let's get some. We are not selling enough. Still have some money buffer though, but let's get a few portals. Actually, let's just get as many as we can, so we can also set up the products here. We'll have to do that to get our score back. We're also gonna wanna take. Are we producing gears? It doesn't seem so. Okay, so we're gonna have to fix that as well. We don't really have that many. Cool. Anyways, let's go back. I'm sorry for all the back and forth. We really need to make a more robust shop, it seems. I thought we had it under control, but clearly we don't. Let's get the purchasing portals in here. And there. And then we're gonna need to get the money built up here as well somehow. I think what we can do is build on top of this. Whoops. And then we can extract money from the belt because they come in next to here. So if we extract here and get them up there, that should do the trick. And then the question is just how is this gonna work on the next floor? But maybe we'll just build from here. Anyways, we got money rolling. That should get this going. We should also, I was about to say, make sure this one works properly, but we have a backlog on these because we don't have enough planks coming there. Again, shrooms are backed up because fertilizer is backed up. Because fertilizer is completely backed up. Okay. I guess that's not an issue Obviously, we won't be getting the money from the Jupiters, which is just a side effect. It's supposed to be, at least. It's supposed to be just a side effect that we get so we can sink the wood. So that is actually fine. If we're full on fertilizer, Jupiters won't get produced, and that's okay. That is okay. Let's get these portals up so we can really ramp up the production of the vitality potions though. And let's see, back up here. We haven't gotten any money inside this because I forgot that you have to sort of add them. There we go. So let's just take the money off the belt. We also want to stop the buffering because we probably won't be having money going here. So let's just kill the belt there, and then we can get the money off here and re-enter those into the system. Gotta say, I mean, I know that a lot of it is just buffering. We have money on the belt here and stuff like that, so it's just buffered all over the place, really. But it does sort of hurt a little bit. We probably also want to cut it off. Maybe actually cut it off there. And we can take this money as well, because we won't be getting anything. So what I want to do, basically, I want the infrastructure there in case we change the setup and stuff later. We don't have to add the infrastructure. That's just gonna be there. But like here, there's no point in having buffered coins because there's not anything that's gonna need them. Same goes for here. We ended the buffer there, so that's that does make it a little bit better utilized. Let's see if this isn't running. It is. We got our gloom fungi and the planks are running over here. We are going to want to get a priority splitter here. And we will send the wood back on over top and into a we might not have unlocked it, so let's do that now. We need a little bit more money for that. Do we have any in our chest? We don't. Let's just snag some here. We'll get the trash barrel. I'm not the biggest fan of using it, to be honest. And I guess we could just put some boxes. But I think at this point it makes sense to have it. Because we're just not gonna be able to use the wood as far as I can see. Maybe we'll do some small builds with some of it. We'll trash the rest, but I think that is where we are now, and we'll have to redo stuff later, possibly. Anyways, that's our gloom fungus, and we need that for this over here, so let's move those things over next to it. We can do this and kill that one. Just get the out of the way, yeast powder, and this will go directly in. We can actually save spot if we turn this. So let's do, actually let's just move it here. We'll get our aperture there, gloom fungus, and this is gonna be set to yeast powder. Okay, and we could move it one closer as well. Get rid of or turn this, but this is fine. Maybe we do, however, want to do this. Move that there. Move that there. Then we're inside the boundary. This will be yeast. Okay, cool. So let's get some. This is for soap. This is so one cranberry, one of each basically. We need one of each of the seeds. Oh, red currant, not cranberry. Cool, cool, cool. So we want this to be flax, this to be sage, this to be red currant, and we didn't get the piping because we forgot to move in a direction there, so we're gonna need to put in the piping. That is cool there. And then we'll need there we go. So what are we missing? We are missing fuel on the line as well. And how do we want to get that? Let's get fuel in. How do we want to get fuel in? I guess we will do this for now. And then we can always fix this later when we get more floors and we need to do something, probably just something smarter. That should get fuel up here. We don't need fuel next to this. Whoops, oh no. What I meant to do was kill this one, so we don't buffer fuel. put in the sage. That should be fine. This is gonna be cooking now. Yes. It's gonna be making soap. And we just put this in directly, which we don't want. Actually want to blend it, or we want to macerate it like this. But that's 20 and 20. So we do actually need to move this a bit forward. That's unfortunate. I think that's gonna be enough. Let's get rid of this stuff. I will move that there. Okay, we are getting more money on our vitality potions now. Very expensive run though, but this should go down. This will disappear. Still not that much. We need our transformation potions up and running, I think, before we're gonna get something really nice. This is gonna have to move to be like this. That way we can move this. There we go. That should do it, and then we just need to redo this piping. Don't have to go so tall. There we go. That should make the yeast powder. That should make the gloom spores. Great. Okay. So that gives us our gloom spores, and then we just need to add the coke powder to make our transformation potions. So let's get our coke powder set up. We do want to do it slightly differently because we don't want it to like backfeed into itself. We just want that to come like this. And then we want our coke to go out maybe like this. Then we'll have a purchasing portal here. And this should be able to go flat against we might need money going the other direction at some point, so let's just get ready for it. We actually need it right now. Cool. Let's put that here then. Let's do these there. Go that there, and then we will go there. And then of course we will need this one going up here. Don't need this in our inventory, but we can fill it here. Don't have any money coming through though. But this should give us our coke powder. This should give us our transformation potions. And we can get a box for that. For when it's ready, at least. We don't have any money. Okay, so what do? We got an urgent request for 3 Jupiters. There's absolutely no way we're gonna make that. I think we have 1. We might have 2. Okay, we have 2. Okay, so maybe it's not completely impossible. Let's just make sure it doesn't go down there by accident, and we do have some time, so maybe we do make that. That's cool. Let's say what is money? Do we have some money buffered somewhere? We have some money buffered here. 'Cause this isn't gonna be using much money at all. So let's see. Let's just borrow a few coins here. That's quite a few. And let's just manually. We can't we can do this. And we will get some. Don't think I have that. I mean, let's get some of those whatchamacallits here. Gelatinous gridlocks, so we don't spend too much on coal. We can even add it here as well, I think would make sense. Of course, then we're gonna have some excess coal, but we'll find a way to use that. We'll just use it up here. But we got some money flowing now, which is good. And we got some transformation potions brewing. Excellent. Excellent. So now we just need 100 of those for our quest. And that is simply just a matter of time. Before that that works out. Cool. Ratios are off and stuff like that, but I am pleased nonetheless. I think we're good. Let's just do this. A little bit more piecing. Let's look at some of this other stuff in the factory. Make sure everything is running and stuff like that while we're waiting for the transformation potions for our quest. This is fully stocked. Linen isn't. And why is that? Are we just simply not producing that much? I think that is the case. So it's simply just only now starting to backfill. And that is completely fine, in my opinion. Potions are all good. Steel isn't being run right now. Let's just reduce a little bit, but we'll keep it manual for now. We have a lot of money tied up going to the... That's basically where all of our money is. It's a very, very large buffer going towards the fertilizer setup. We can move some production stuff here to take some of that money as well, and we might just do that. Let's see what we cannot fit. Issue is getting it downstairs. I mean, we're not even getting the steel downstairs. It's pretty much just a temporary setup at this point. This is also very temporary, the pulleys, but we have so much wood in there, it's gonna take a long time before that becomes necessary to do anything about. All of this isn't running, which isn't great. It's not the biggest moneymaker, but it certainly does something. So let's set these up. Let's set these up. This isn't, like I said, it's not much of a moneymaker, but luckily it's not that much of a sink either. It's nice to have it running, and we're gonna need the products. Now, how do we do here? I think what we will do is, I believe in the next tier, we unlock the enhanced grinder, and that's gonna, I wouldn't say revolutionize, but it's gonna make this a lot more compact. And I think that that's gonna be when we do something about it that makes it also more efficient, I think. So let's just start by throwing stones in there. Oh no, I don't want that. Damn it. Damn it. Where'd it go? That's interesting. Where did it go? Maybe it didn't actually manage to start up. There we go. That's good timing. And we got our quest done. Excellent. How long is left on the bulk order? 3 days. So let's just do the main quest. Next time, growth potion, or next tier is growth potions, and we can actually, what I was talking about here, let's get the enhanced grinder, and let's just upgrade this stuff here immediately. We can also throw our money into our box. Get that into the system. Let's start with the clay. If we take this out, whoops, you will see what I am. Oh, we need steel gears for that. Okay. Good to know. Let's put this back into place then. Let's get some more. Don't have any money. Let's get a few coins. Get some stones. Run the clay build as well, just a little bit. And we want to do steel gears then. Need a little bit more money. How much do we need? We need 4. So let's go there. Steel gears. Okay. Okay. Let's build that in this corner here. somehow. We got the steel production. And maybe we want to move it around a little bit. I think so. Don't have much stuff that's annoying, so we could take it and let's cut it and let's have it in this direction instead. 1, 2. Yeah, I think that's better. And then we can get the entry to be for the fuel to be in be there, and then we can get some purchasing portals in here. This should be iron, and this needs some gridlocks. I'm just gonna throw this iron away. And this needs some coal. We didn't make that 3 Jupiter. Oh no, not that. Shit. Coal. Cool. Could we have made it? We could have. That's unfortunate. I wasn't alert enough is probably the word. One could argue that we could just load up an autosave from before they changed, but I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to play like that. It's not the end of the world that we lose some money there. Let's just add one of the Jupiters up there and let's get this bulk order done instead. Police transformation potions and linen. Get some linen there. Let's get some pulleys. Probably the easiest is to set up a box. Do we already have a box on the pulleys? No, we don't. So yeah, let's just set up a box on the pulleys so we can get those, and then transformation potions we already have a box on. We're doing quite well there. We should probably think about starting to move stuff downstairs. Transformation potions, at least. Oops. That ought to do it. That should work eventually. A few of them are coming down now. Let's get linen that we need, and then we just need these. Can we throw in some coke powder a few places? Why do I have so much soap on me? Anyways, we're not gonna be using that much. Alright, that gives us our bulk quest, which is gonna give us a bunch of money as well. Sweet. That should help out a lot. And we got our transformation potions going into the shop as well. Amazing. Back to the steel gears. We are producing steel. It's ending up here, which is quite an annoying place, but it's fine. Can we rotate the box thing individually on top? Because I would like to have the buffer. No, I can't. It's gonna have to be like this. So we got steel coming out here. And we need to do steel gears. Oh, and we also got some upgrade points. I had forgotten about those. To be honest, we might actually hold off with these a little bit, because I'm not quite sure what to get. Maybe this one? I don't think it makes sense to upgrade logistics and factory efficiency, because it's gonna make the ratios and stuff all, well, not the ratios, but the amounts, it's gonna make them all weird. So I would rather save up and get another 50% increase. Well, at this point it would be 25% increase, but I would rather do that. Maybe we do fuel efficiency or fertilizer efficiency for a couple of turns. That might actually be nice. Yeah, let's do that. That makes sense. We'll do a little bit of the efficiencies here. So how do we make steel ingots? It's just steel gears. It's just steel ingots in a processor. Okay, processor is here. Let's see how much. 7.5 for 7.5, and we're producing 7.5. So really, if we want to have full 7.5 processor, which we probably do, right? Because we also want to be selling some of these, and we'll be using them a lot. We need to scale this up. We need to scale this up. And are we at a point yet? No. We would need the stackable crucibles here to truly make something awesome. So I think for now, let's just make do with this amount. And we'll just we'll just buffer. Just buffer half. So we'll make 3.75 steel gears and 3.75 steel ingots per minute. We will buffer that as well. And then we'll send some of that downstairs. Oi. Question is, where do we want to put them? Let's probably put them here. Then we can take this out, put in a 3. Cool. We'll get a few steel gears in here. No money. Don't know why I don't have any boxes here. There we go. Cool beans. Getting quite cramped down here, but that's okay, and eventually we are gonna move things around as well. So we have a bit more space for customers to walk around, I think. But I don't think they're actually blocked, because that would show a icon if that were the case. Okay, so everything is up and running. This, the glass and the bricks need to be modernized and get purchasing portals. And this over here also needs to get modernized and purchasing portals. But for now, I think it's okay. Do we have some kind of quest for steel gear and vitality potions. Okay. See, this goes just directly as sand. So we could, now that we have steel gears, we could modernize those. And I think that is what we should do as well. Still got a lot of money tied up over here, but I think we're fine. Let's get our steel gears. We don't need many, fortunately. Now why is this stuck? Are we producing too much coke here? Yeah, we only need 30. Okay, so that's fine. That's just how it is then. This needs to be modernized as well when we get the crucible, which we will get next time, hopefully. When we got copper up and running. I think, what are we missing? The only thing we're missing here is the turquoise. Of course, there's the cannons and these retractable conveyor passages and retractable beams, which these are actually pretty nice. We will be unlocking those, but of this thing we can do much about is the turquoise here. We need a better sand machine though, I think, before we do that. We're not gonna build it here. We'll build it upstairs where we have room, and then we'll take it down here when we're done. I do want to get those retractable beams. I think those will be very nice for sand processing. Let's just throw the rest of the money in here. Everything is stocked. Great. Let's make a better sand producer, and then we'll do the glass and the, what's it called? Glass and bricks after that. We have one more day left, and I think that should be just the amount of time we need. 30k from our transformation potions, that's nice. Wish we had more production, but that's okay. Huge quest rewards, so that's really what's keeping us afloat. A lot of spending here that will be reduced. But a positive day. Let's start with looking at the quests, of course, because that might be very nice. An urgent one, 200%. Let's get that. Transformation potions. We have plenty, it seems, so I don't... Okay, maybe not plenty, that was our entire stock, but have a good amount. Had a good amount. Last day of the episode, let's get this sand machine built. Then we can worry about everything else later. So currently this is what we have, and it needs to be sanded, or it needs to be grinded. Now the enhanced grinder is a little bit like having two grinders. Let's just get a piece of limestone to demonstrate. Don't have any money, of course. The enhanced grinder is just like having 2 in the space of 3, but we'll see why it's still very nice. So this does 40, this does 20, so we're gonna need 2 of these in order to grind fully. And the alternative, we don't have the alternative. The alternative is down here, right? We need to have 4 that goes like this. So we're hoping that that is something we can sort of get rid of. One thing I can show you is this is sort of what we're gonna do, but we are gonna do it slightly differently because of those retractable ones. So how do we do this? Well, we can move these up here. Get the input there. Oh, that needs to be turned around, of course. There we go. And we get sand out here. It's slightly more compact, but at least it's a lot nicer. You can see here when the joining belts and stuff, we're gonna basically be saving the space here because we won't have anything sticking out on the front. So that is what we're getting. Now we want multiple of these, obviously. And they are tileable if we have enough steel gears at least. So how do we get our stones in here? Well, we have a belt on top. And then the question is just how big do we want to make this? This one I made in a trial playthrough. It has 3, and that with the purchasing portals, that seems to be like just the right amount. So we can do 3. We might be able to do more with these retractable belts. So let's see what we can figure out. If we have 4. Another thing, of course, is that that's a good point. That's why we have 3. 3 equals an entire belt. And obviously we don't want more than 1 belt per. So that is a good way to do it. Now we can mask this up in 2 ways, I think. Or stack it in 2 ways, I think. This is the first way, where we use this beam with 5 length. This will allow us to stack it. So if we just get rid of these, can do this. A lot of wood though. We have wood, so it's not a problem, but it is a lot of wood. Let's see what we can do with the retractable beams, if we can improve it in any way. Alright, so that is the one way to do it. Let's see, we need a few more gears. Not quite enough to... we have something in stock that we can use, or is it out? It's not out. Great. We are gonna need this amount anyway, so that's fine. Cool, so let's just take this out. Can't do it, so we can't do it like that, but we could also do it like this. Don't think we're able to do it like that. No, we can't. But with the retractable beam... oh, it doesn't get... what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. God damn it. So we can't actually use the beam either. Okay. That is disappointing. We can if we only do 2. But then we won't have a full build. Then we won't have a full build. Okay, that is disappointing actually. I'm sure we'll find another use. But for now, we want to mirror this. Which means we need... just need the belts to go the other way. There was probably an easier way to do this. But then this backside won't be mirrored. Okay, let's just build it from scratch. That is gonna make me more happy. So we want it completely mirrored. Stone crushers. On that side, right? Yep. Let's see here. Here we go. So this should give us 2 full bolts of sand. And then we just need to get some stones into here. So we need some purchasing portals. Oh, don't have any money, of course. Okay, we're back. Okay, cool. Game just froze on me for a second there. Sort of lost track of what I was saying. Let's get the portals, purchasing portals in for our stone build here. We need to get it up 1 slot, so let's do this. I think that was probably backwards. There we go. And then we can also, for the next tier, we can take it up here. We can stack it horizontally. This will give us 2 belts of sand, which matches how much sand we're currently producing in this setup here. I'm not sure whether we can fit it down here. Maybe if we move the iron a little bit and stuff like that, we will be able to. I guess we're gonna have to figure that out in the next episode. See how the day went. Okay, now we're talking with the transformation potions. That is the amount we want to be selling, around 170k. We also get quite a lot of money from steel gears, which is nice. Still a decent amount here. Quest awards, really awesome as well, of course, but we're getting around 150k just from our productions, and we spent 130. Perfect, 20k or 20 silver profit, and then whatever we get from quests. That is a really good place that we're in now. Got just another random quest. Let's just add them here before we forget about them. Next time we are going to finish up the changes we are gonna make with the bricks and the glass, and then we're gonna be moving into copper. And getting that set up. We'll be unlocking the stackable crucible, and that will allow us to basically update some of our existing builds, make them more space efficient, um, more stackable, so we can maybe even ramp up the production of some of the items. Steel especially is gonna benefit from this a lot, and I also think that our coal coke setup might be due for a overhaul, more stackable. That would be really nice, but we're basically backlogged on everything except for steel gears, so that is really good. We're backlogged on transformation potions. They've been selling really nicely. So once we get these things back up and running, then we are really good to go. And then we might even start looking into the Saturn relic, which is the next relic from the Jupiter, onwards from the Jupiter. Not only will this give us a lot of money, we'll be able to build it without it being a sink, so it'll give us continuous money. And just while talking about that, I remembered, let's make it so Saturn's or Jupiter's can be sold again, instead of just stacking up in that box here. But yes, Mars's, no, sorry, Saturn's will be really good moneymaker, and as you can see, it's also 71.5 obtainable experience. So we'll be getting a few of those turned into experience, get some more skill points. That's gonna increase our production and our efficiency really nicely as well. Um, we'll see if we can't make both of those things in the next episode, or at least we will get as far as possible as we can with regards to that. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Alchemy Factory One Plot Challenge. And there's only one thing left to turn. Can we? There's only one thing left to say. Can we please just have one more turn? I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.